everyone. It's Nicole coming at you live from Anchor Space. Happy Labor Day. Um, those of you fellow self-employed people like me are probably using today also to catch up on stuff. I know I like to kind of sneak into the office when it's quiet. I know when I was growing up, my dad would go to the office like on weekends, in the afternoon, and I never, when nobody else was there, and I never understood why until I had my own business. So here I am sneaking into Anchor Space on this holiday. And, I've been thinking a lot about this whole pandemic thing. It's been really hard for people to deal with. And, as somebody who works in the internet space, I've been trying to help people, figure out some solutions and kind of get through what we thought was going to be this temporary period. So, but now, I guess, we're all sort of seeing now that this is going to be something that's going to be going on for a while. So, what are we going to do, right? And I've been thinking a lot about what I'm going to do, and I thought I would share what I'm going to do in case that helps in terms of what you're going to do. If it doesn't, that's okay, but but yeah. So anyway, I'm thinking about the long haul here, breaking even, and just making it through. So first of all, we have two somewhat empty co-working spaces. As you see behind me, we do have a couple of members, but that's pretty much it. We need 4 or 5 to be financially soluble. So we're losing money every month, and I know that I'm not saying this to other people who don't get this. Like, I'm sure that many of you watching this are in this situation as well. So I'm trying to make up a financial shortfall, and I'm also trying to work as hard as I can, but also stay sane because I'm going to have to do this for a while. So the first thing that I've been doing is been working on some mental health stuff. Now, I've had kind of a rough weekend. My dog ran off Friday afternoon. We were getting lunch in town. I've tied her out in front of lunch places, not hundreds of times, but lots of times. And while I was in, she decided to, I don't know if a noise spooked her or something, but she ran off. Anyway, so my dog's been missing for 72 hours. We're in a populated area in terms of like, we're near downtown, and I don't live in this town. I just have an office here. So it's been kind of rough to sort of figure out how to go about trying to find her, but working on it. Anyway, point being is that like already it was hard, and then like that happened, and okay, so mental health wise, like we need to take care of ourselves, started going to therapy again online. I'm really big into therapy, and in particular online therapy has been really good for me. So I would recommend, if you haven't tried it before, to try it, because I get that going to a therapist's office is a bit of a different situation, but this is certainly better than nothing. And some of these services also allow you to turn off the self-facing camera while you're in therapy, because I don't know about you, but like watching myself like talk about something emotionally charged while also worrying about what I look like is not something that I want to be doing. So check out that feature. Of most online therapy does let you turn off your self-facing video, which is good. So I recommend online therapy. Whichever service you want to use is great. A lot of them take insurance. Some of them are sliding scale based on your income. I know BetterHelp is, for example. So there's multiple services out there. Amwell, BetterHelp, there's tons of them. So just look into that, because like as the business owner, like your head has to be in the game. You know what I mean? Like you're going to be making decisions that affect other people, employment wise, and that affect how your business is going forward. So like the self-care thing, and I'm not talking like a bath and some bath salts, although go ahead and do that. I'm saying like mental health care I think is really important for us right now. The other thing that I've noticed with my own stuff is that I've had a really hard time concentrating for long periods of time. This has been for a few months now. So I have these periods of where I'm like productive, and then I have these periods where I'm not. So what I've gone ahead and done, and if you've seen other videos that I've done, you'll notice that the background varies, because I also have a desktop set up at my house. So this way, I can dip in and out of work as I need to. So like if I'm, not feeling particularly productive, I can do some laundry, or I can kind of change it up a little bit and then dip back into work. I used to be able to like come to the office at 8 a.m., do a 8 to 10 hour day, and go home. And like that worked really well for me. But what I'm realizing is now that doesn't work for me anymore. So rather than, I spent some time trying to fight that, and now I'm just saying, okay, if I feel like working on something at 8 p.m. or if I feel like working on something, on Saturday morning or something like that, and if I'm a little bit less productive kind of during my usual work day and need to do other things, then that's okay. So there's no shortage of things that needs doing, but in terms of computer work, if I have the setup going on at home and I have the setup at the office, this way I can, like I said, I can kind of dip in and out of periods where I feel like I can concentrate. I don't know if other people are feeling this too, by the way. I don't know, leave a comment. I'm not sure if other people are having the same problem concentrating. I've never had issues concentrating before. This seems to be unique to this particular pandemic that we're in right now. The other thing too, and I know it seems like extra, like I had to get, I'm gonna get an extra desktop computer. I've been hauling this one back and forth. I have a box and I can disassemble and reassemble this computer as needed. But I'm getting my other, I have a spare computer that I'm getting sent here from my office in Maine, so that'll, be a little bit less moving going forward. But even, if you look at the extra, cost, you can get a used computer. I know right now, my friends who have computer stores and stuff, like they can help set something up for you. Even like, I got a whole setup when I was working remotely because I couldn't get at my desktop computer. But I went to my friend Justin, who owns a computer store in Fort Kent, Maine, and he totally hooked me up with a computer and 2 used monitors and stuff like that. And the whole setup, I think, was around $600, which I know sounds like a lot right now, but if you think about kind of the extra productivity I'm able to eke out having a secondary desktop, it's been worth it for me. I'm sure there's cheaper ways to do it as well, but like I like the 2 monitor setup, and I do some video work, so I wanted something that had a processing power to be able to handle that. But if you're just doing mostly like sort of email and internet stuff, like you might be able to get away with a less intensive setup than that. So yeah, and buying a home printer, you know what I mean, that kind of thing. So I know it sounds stupid to like spend money on this kind of stuff now, but at the same time, if it is helping you move forward, then I think it's like an okay thing to do. The other thing that I finally did, and I've been meaning to do for a while, is, we all need to kind of think about the things we can delegate right now, because mental bandwidth is at a premium, at least it is for me. And so there are certain things I've had to decide, like, do I really need to be the one to take care of this? And to that end, I would put it out there. There might be somebody who can, I have somebody right now, local, who's helping me like 10 hours a week. She's doing things like helping me weed the garden bed in front of Anchor Space, and helping, just with the more kind of manual tasks, and also kind of the tasks that take up more bandwidth for me. So I would recommend like something like that if you can. I get that it's, again, I know I'm advocating maybe spending money, but if you can free up kind of the stuff that's taking up space in your brain, I think it works. It works for me anyway really well. And like I said, I've been paying her like 10. It's been more like 15 hours a month in terms of actual work that she's doing, but the amount of bandwidth that's freed up for me is really amazing. And the other thing I've been thinking about, and maybe you might think about too, is like thinking about running your business kind of going forward. So I know that with me, I have a company, I'm a person, I have a couple of people that work for me. I was trying to hire a full-time person partway through this whole pandemic thing, and then some money kind of fell through, and I'm kind of waiting for it to come in before I make that final offer to this person that I want to hire. But I'm also thinking about how to like structure my company in such a way that makes me happier. So and it could be too that maybe you don't want to restructure your whole company, but we need to find ways to kind of share with other business owners and each other, I think, right now. So a couple of structures I've seen are like sort of, so like right now in Anchor Space, we have a virtual membership. So like we have a Slack channel where like we can post stuff. So for example, I have this email that I've been dreading sending. So like I tell everyone in the morning call, we have a morning call too if people want to come on the morning call. And then I also have the Slack channel, so I say, hey, I'm going to send this email. Ask me about it at 4 o'clock today. And I can't tell you that having like somebody actually having to be held accountable to somebody. As a business owner, like obviously I'm accountable to like my customers, and I'm accountable to like the government, and I'm accountable to other people like that. But being accountable to somebody who's going to ask me about the specific thing I've been avoiding doing has really helped me a lot. So there's tons of, you don't have to join our Anchor Space virtual membership. There's other accountability groups out there, business accountability groups. You can even find, if you just want to find one person, you can find an accountability partner. I have one that Ashley has been my accountability partner for, I think 7 years now, 6 or 7 years. We have a weekly call most weeks, and she'll ask me about things I mentioned in last week's call and vice versa, so that we keep kind of moving forward in our lives and our businesses. So that's a structure that could work. I mean, I've explored and I've been thinking more about this idea of a co-founder. So, somebody else kind of coming up alongside me in my business that maybe has a different skill set that's complementary, maybe is also bringing in some clients, again, to grow the business, and also have somebody to kind of share in those decisions with. And obviously, like I said, it's if you think dating's hard, I think that finding a co-founder probably is equally hard. I know my blind spots. I know the places that I feel like an additional person could enhance the business, but I'm on the lookout kind of for that. But going into this whole pandemic thing, I'm just realizing that it's okay if I want to move things around right now, and I hope you feel like it's okay for you to move things around too. But for me, the main things have been sort of unburdening myself mentally in my personal life, and also business-wise by delegating stuff. It's figuring out kind of how to deal with these periods of lack of concentration. So like I said, if I can't concentrate, I should just stop trying and go do something else and then come back to it. Unless obviously I'm on a hard deadline, in which case that sometimes helps with the concentration. But for me, dealing with the inattention has been to create a space where I can dip in and out of work at my house and at my office. So maybe it's something else for you. And finally, the other thing is to think about how I want this business to work going forward. So how do I want the leadership of this business to work? What kinds of products and services do I want to offer? How do I want to offer them? And just really taking the time, now that I know that I'm not running this marathon for just 3 or 4 months, but it's going to look, this is going to kind of change the way that we all do business, probably pretty permanently at this point. But taking that time to say, okay, now that I'm not running, I can stop, and I can look at things and maybe think about how they could work differently and maybe better. They can always be better, that's for sure. But anyway, so my goal is, I haven't really been posting much to this page because, I don't know, posting promotional stuff in the middle of a pandemic felt, in my line of work, felt a little, I don't know, not quite right. I wanted to be helping the small businesses that I work with a little bit more than, but, it's time to kind of, like I said, look at the way that I'm doing business, the way my customers are doing business, and see if I can help them. But yeah, just, I guess take care of yourselves. It's a hard time out there, and like I said, I think we all thought this was going to be really temporary. It's clearly not, and so we need to make some adjustments accordingly. And I hope that I'm able to do that as a business owner, and I hope I'm able to help other people do that. So, if you want to talk, just feel free to reach out. I'm here. I'm alive. I haven't been great about answering my email. It's been kind of a rough, in particular, 72 hours of my life, but yeah, I'm here to help. My team is here to help, and we're going to figure this out, I guess, one way or the other going forward. Take care of your physical and mental health right now, and I wish you success in your business as you are figuring out new ways to do things, and I hope that maybe something I said was a little bit helpful today. But at the very least, maybe knowing that you're not alone if you're having some of these struggles, because I certainly am. And I look forward to, having things be a little bit better for all of us coming up here. So have a great rest of your day, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. We're here, and here to help, and here to even just listen sometimes, because sometimes that's helpful too. All right. Thanks for watching. And yeah, and I'm thinking about maybe doing some regular videos. I'm not really sure about what. It's something I'm kind of exploring. Maybe there's a weekly video, maybe I answer questions, maybe it's more of an interview format where I talk to people that are doing cool things. Um, yeah, so I'm going to be hopefully figuring that out as well. If you have any questions or ideas, feel free to message them to me or leave them as a comment below this video. So have a great rest of your day. Hang in there in this weird world that we're living in, and I hope to see you guys soon in real life or online. Take care.